Dear Roberta Sparrow, I've reached the end of your book, and there's so many things that I need to ask you. Sometimes I'm afraid of what you might tell me. Sometimes I'm afraid that you'll tell me that this is not a work of fiction. I can only hope that the answers will come to me in my sleep.
Let us for a second imagine that dreams can be indistinguishable from reality. We can look as far back as Shakespeare, who, according to the book Dreams Sleep in Shakespeare's Genres, used dreams and the way people understood them at the time to reshape the conventions of the dramatic genre. His depiction of dreamlike worlds as imperceptibly real has perhaps inspired many artists today. I'd like to explore a few of the most iconic movies about dreams released in the last 2 decades. Spoiler alert. In the movies Inception, The Matrix, and Donnie Darko, the creators suggest that dreams can look and feel real enough to pass as reality. And each of the characters in these respective movies, upon learning the truth of their realities, exhibit a unique change in behavior and a shift in desire. Considering this idea, the question I have is this. If they can be indistinguishable, what is the difference between what is lived and what is imagined, and how does this distinction influence the way we live and interact with the world and one another? Inception, though complex in its conception, is more straightforward when it comes to helping us answer this question. According to the New York Times, Nolan's films typically involve characters attempting to get back in touch with a reality commonly accepted as the norm. Inception is not an exception to this rule. The main character, Cobb, just wants to get home, and he can do so with one last job. In this movie, the characters exist in a world with technology that enables people to share their dreams. These shared dream experiences set up a plot in which Cobb and a group of extractors who typically steal information from within unknowing targets' dreams must instead implant a memory. They literally and metaphorically use dreams to accomplish their dreams. They dream of the unattainable and use dreams to attain them. Though these dreams do not come without a cost, there are always nightmares. According to the Dream Encyclopedia, dreaming of being chased is one of the most common types of dreams, and much like dreams of death, occur after a particularly traumatic event. Pretty much from the beginning of the movie to the end, we find our characters constantly pursued by menacing figures. Specifically, we can look at Cobb, who is willing to confront the nightmare of his ever-following deceased wife who killed herself in front of him to be reunited with his children. Or Ariadne, an architect who is painfully and brutally killed numerous times simply for the sake of dreaming of building the impossible. These align with a study published in the Journal of Sleep Research, which states that personally significant events in our life have a greater chance to persist on our dreams than major concerns, meaning we most often dream of what we want, or what is important to us, not what we fear. Though the idea of having to confront angry mobs, your murderous dead wife, or your own death is a terrifying one, Cobb is a man on a mission, and that mission is to be reunited with his family. According to Leon Saunders Calvert, Nolan uses this movie to discuss the desire to live in a fantasy world and the simultaneous rejection that that fantasy is not reality. Like the old men in the basement who live to dream, to some, reality is the nightmare they want to escape. In The Matrix, the main character Neo learns that he and everyone he knows exists within a digital world controlled by intelligent machines for the sake of harvesting human life as energy. By the end of the movie, Neo becomes the One, a messiah-like character after gaining prophesied superpowers meant to aid him in his attempt to save humanity from the robot overlords. But according to the book The Histories of Dreams and Dreaming, this idea of relating dreams to Christianity, or religion in general, is not a unique one. Before Freud's psychoanalyzing of dreams, they were largely interpreted to be spiritual. With this religious undertone, and through the use of their own unique filming style, the Wachowski siblings used this movie to blur the line between what is real and what is imagined, insisting that our dreams are powerful enough to pass as reality for the entirety of our lives. Though the characters did not see this, as an audience we can note that the shots set within the digital world of The Matrix are usually filmed with a green color filter, and most of the characters wear black clothing, reminiscent and a reflection of the early personal computers constantly shown throughout the movie. The Wachowski siblings also use mirrors and reflections to bring their main character closer to the conflation of this reality. In the reflection of Morpheus's glasses, Neo is confronted with two choices: the truth or the life he has lived up to this point. They make Neo confront himself as he decides to stay in Wonderland, and soon after, they use a paradoxical mirror to confront him with the decision he has made as it consumes him, Terminator 2 style. The truth, though terrifyingly, sets him free. According to an article found in the American Psychological Association, it was found that many cultures all over the world have a common belief that there is hidden truth to be found within dreams. Speaking of truth, this brings us to Donnie Darko. Donnie Darko is a mind-bending, reality-skewing movie about a teenager counting down the days to the end of the world. To describe the original cut as confusing would be an understatement. Though he seems to have enjoyed the artistry of the movie, Roger Ebert says, "The movie twists on top of turns until the plot wheel revolves one time too many, and we're left scratching our heads." Like the viewer, throughout the film, Donnie wrestles with the fact that he might be crazy, as he suffers from sleepwalking, hallucinations, and regularly visits a psychiatrist. According to a sleep study found in Research in Sleep Medicine, adverse childhood experiences can lead to a worsened sleep quality, which thus impacts relationships. Case in point, Donnie. Though the reverse is also true. According to Patrick McNamara, PhD, emotions experienced within dreams can carry over and persist into the next day. Evidence found that some people's dreams significantly influence their daytime mood. Donnie isn't having the greatest of dreams lately. He constantly questions his reality until being given a book, The Philosophy of Time Travel, written by a crazy old woman on a hill. And here's where we get a little weird. Well, weirder than before. So stick with me for a minute. In the director's cut of the film, pages of the book in question are explicitly laid out for us on screen. If this book is to be believed, Donnie and everyone he knows currently exists within a tangent universe, unstable and ready to collapse in a few weeks' time. These pages further explain that this will happen unless the living receiver, the manipulated dead, and the manipulated living can return the artifact back to the primary universe. They can do this through the means of Donnie's newfound superpowers, strength, mind control, the ability to conjure fire and water, and telekinesis. Though the task is daunting, and at the cost of his own life, by the end of the movie, our rebellious, foul-mouthed, cigarette-smoking, schizophrenic teen hero manages to return the artifact, reversing time, dispelling the tangent universe, thus saving the primary universe from collapse. But what does this have to do with our question? Richard Kelly, who wrote, directed, and released this movie before turning 26, states in the extra credits of the director's cut that the survivors at the end of the movie are experiencing what has just happened as déjà vu, where they all realize they've lived in some other place, some other dimension for a brief time, and their memories are there, but they're drifting away. He manages to turn the dreaming teenager into the dreamed of teenager. Yes, it was all a dream to these characters, but it was still important. It was still necessary. It still happened. With Inception, Nolan's characters literally and metaphorically dream themselves a better reality. In The Matrix, the Wachowskis use their unique style to break Neo free from a reality he sees as a prison. And in Donnie Darko, the titular character, before becoming a fading dream himself, uses dreams to save the world. So I ask again, if dreams can be indistinguishable from reality, what is the difference between what is lived and what is imagined, and how does this influence the way we live and interact with the world and one another? Personally, I think there is no difference. If our dreams can be and feel as real as our reality, and our reality might actually be a dream, why not live life in active pursuit of said dream? The answer, of course, gets more complicated when we involve others and the world. The way we interact with each other in the world is always complicated, whether we're in a dream or not. You wouldn't want to shoot your friend in the head unless you knew for certain they were in a dream and it would wake him up. Even still, you wouldn't want to shoot your friend in the head. I think the important thing these directors want us to take away from their work is a reminder of what dreams allow us to do. They allow us to achieve the unattainable. They allow us to become the heroes we imagine ourselves to be, even if we don't imagine ourselves that way currently. And they allow us to change the world, real or imaginary. So whether you're dreaming or awake, whether you're living in your own imagination or stuck in a boring, monotonous reality, why not reach for the stars? Why not live like your own superhero? Why not try to change your reality into something better?